Greetings world, we are anonymous. At least 22 people, including children, have been killed and 59 were injured in a suicide bombing at a crowded pop concert in Manchester, the most deadly attack in Britain in a decade. We have gathered footage of the explosion taking place from outside the concert through someone's dash cam.
No!
This took place at about 10:30 p.m. on Monday at the end of a concert by the American singer Ariana Grande, whose music is popular with children and teenagers. The attack, which took place in the foyer, caused hundreds of people to flee in terror, with young people at the concert separated from their parents in the chaos. It left a scene of carnage inside the concert venue, where medics described treating wounds consistent with shrapnel injury. One witness said he could see nuts and bolts strewn on the floor of the foyer after the attack, and it has been later confirmed that a nail bomb was involved in the attack. Families of those injured later said nuts and bolts were removed in life-saving surgeries. This attack occurred less than 3 weeks before Britain's general election on the 8th of June and on the anniversary of murdered British Army soldier Lee Rigby, who was in the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers. In response, all parties have suspended campaigning. Flags outside Downing Street flew at half-mast. The culprit has been identified as 22-year-old Salman Abedi, who carried out his attack with a nail bomb as a suicide bomber. Salman Abedi was born in Greater Manchester and is of Libyan descent. His parents were born in Libya and came to Britain as refugees, as they were trying to escape the Gaddafi regime. Police raided a number of properties in South Manchester in the wake of the attack, including one address in Fallowfield where a controlled explosion was used to gain entry. People in Manchester rallied round to help people caught up in the attack. Sikh temples and hotels offered refuge and some locals opened up their homes. Some taxi drivers waived their fares. The attack happened despite years of warnings and tightening of security, especially around crowded places. Investigators will want to find out the reason for the attack, where the material for the suspected device was built and how it was designed. Since the attack on London in 2005, measures have been put in place to restrict the purchase of materials that can be used to make homemade explosives. The Manchester attack came after weeks of heightened activity and disrupted plots by police in Michigan. 5 in March, 4 people and the attacker died after an attack in Westminster, central London, which targeted the Houses of Parliament. The terrorist threat level for Britain is at severe, meaning an attack is highly likely. The government is not planning to increase the threat level to critical. However, security is expected to be reviewed for major venues in Britain and elsewhere. We would like to address the fake information that's been circulating around about the terrorist attack. In this day and age, a lot of us rely on social media for reading news. Whether it be about world news, or just something that's happening in the local community. It's easy for false information to be mixed in with the truth, and a lot of the time this causes panic, especially for something as evil as a terrorist attack on a pop concert, where a lot of young children and teenagers had attended with their family or friends. There were reports that the Oldham Hospital in Greater Manchester had gone on lockdown because of a possible gunman, but this turned out to be fake news. This was gathered from one Facebook post, which just goes to show how easily false information can be spread around the internet. Even Oldham Council had come out with a public statement, saying they were unaware of this happening and that people should only trust or share information from official sources. It turns out the lockdown was because of the terrorist attack on Ariana Grande's concert. For safety precautions, there has also been some fake news involving the Holiday Inn Express nearby the arena where the bomb exploded. A Facebook post had claimed that 43 unidentified children were being kept safely there, which resulted in a lot of parents calling the hotel to try and see if their sons or daughters were staying there. The post was a misunderstanding, but it ended up being shared more than 75,000 times. This is another example of why we should be careful when sharing any kinds of information on the internet. You never know who could be reading it, and in this case it's led people in the wrong direction and caused more distress. Other hospitals in the local area have been helping out concert goers looking for a safe place to sleep though. We will be continuing our efforts to shut down terrorists online who are affiliated with ISIS, or any other organizations and lone wolves who decide to act on their own. If you want to help spread awareness of terrorism, then feel free to share this video. Let's also remember those who have lost family and friends in the attack as well. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.